This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So last time we stopped at strings or variables, something like that, right?
Yeah.
We started telling where and strings are already.
Okay, I finished at variables.
Yeah.
And
String
I just
started,
started with
variable
this.
started, yeah.
Okay, let me open a Jupyter notebook.
So the AI is installed on your laptop.
Sorry?
ID AID is
ID
installed.
అనకొండ ఒకటి చాలు, నువ్వు ఇంకా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోలేదా అనకొండ?
ఇది సెకండ్ సెషన్ అంతే కదా?
అంటే ఇది డెమో తర్వాత థర్డ్ అంతే. లాస్ట్ టైం అనకొండ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయించిన, యాక్చువల్లీ నువ్వు లేట్ గా జాయిన్ అయినట్టు నువ్వు.
ఓకే.
Actually,
Okay.
I installed it during demo, so yeah.
యా కరెక్ట్. అంటే అనకొండ నావిగేషన్ ఇదంతా చూపెట్టినాను లాస్ట్ వీక్ నేను మన పవన్ కి.
అది రికార్డెడ్ లో ఉంటది కదా?
ఉంటది. అనకొండ జస్ట్ ఈజీ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్. ఒకసారి నువ్వు డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకొని ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేయి. నీకు ఏమైనా ఇష్యూ వస్తే నువ్వు నాకు చెప్పు, నేను అకార్డింగ్లీ మనం ఫిక్స్ చేపించేద్దాం, అదేం లేదు. ఓకే, సారీ, వీఆర్ ఇన్ రికార్డింగ్, యూ కెన్ టెల్ మీ. ఓకే, లెట్స్ కంటిన్యూ విత్ ద సెషన్.
So Jupyter is online IDE.
Yeah, it is not online, it is just a browser launch.
Okay.
What happened to my Chrome today? It is acting up weird. Something is wrong with my Chrome. Hold on, let me change my browser to Firefox. Okay. So, what is a string actually? String is nothing but you write some variable, you define it to have anything within the quotes, like, okay, Sachin Tendulkar is a great batsman. Okay, this one I wrote it within double quotes. This one I wrote it with single quotes. This one I started with a single quote and I ended with a double quote. Does any one of it throw any error? Let's see.
The C will throw an error.
Correct. Why? Because when you open anything with a single quote, close it with a single quote, and Python will understand, okay, this guy is trying to define a string. But don't do this mistake of writing, opening with a single quote and closing with a double quote, or don't mix it vice versa, like you use a single quote and a double quote in a different way. Okay, so always open and close with the same kind of quotes which you have opened. Now it will understand, okay, this guy has defined a to be a string. If you ask, okay, what is the type of a, it will tell you it is string. So type of B string. Okay. So if you define any number, we'll go into numbers as well. So D is equal to 1, and you call type of D, it will tell you it is an integer. Let me put D as 1.5. Then type of D is float. You are understanding, right? So you don't need to do any of variable definition in Python. It will automatically understand when you write it is already inbuilt. Okay, this guy is doing something and I know this number and I have a feed to him. I can reply back to him. What is he asking? But if you do such kind of error wherein it cannot understand itself, it will throw you error. Okay, EOL while scanning string literal. So it is telling, I don't know what you have written. There is some syntax error and it is telling it is at the end where you have put the double quote. You see this arrow above mark? So it is telling here there is some issue at the line 3. You can see it is pretty simple. C is equal to Virat is a good batsman, and it is showing you the error is here. So you run it, it is correct now. And okay, I want to see what is the value within C. Print of C, it is giving you the answer. Virat is a good batsman. So this is how you define a string or a number. That anyways we have discussed in the previous session. That was just a recap. Let's get into it. Let's see how we can format with strings. Okay. Okay. Okay, city you are defining to be NYC. Event you are defining to be a show. So I want to make some print statements. Welcome to a variable and enjoy the show. So let us assume one thing. You are an event organizer, and let's assume Pawan is the developer for it, and Nagaraju is the organizer. So Nagaraju tells Pawan, okay, I'm doing this show, and there is a big hoarding in front of it. I want to flash at the front of it saying welcome to NYC and enjoy the show. So that is a requirement. If you go into any of the show, there is a hoarding, right? And you guys see there is some flash going on over there, right? Can you imagine or understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay. So how can you do that print? So obviously any flash that is going on, there should be a print statement, right? And that should be displayed to the user. Without displaying anything, there is no point, or there is no way that we can know that the program is running, right? So print statements are pretty useful, and it is one of a kind of thing where you have to learn print statements at the early of programming. You should know what is the way of syntax of writing a print statement in Python or Java, any language. So okay, what is this? Can you guys answer? Welcome to within double quotes.
A straight string.
Yes, correct. What is this city?
NYC.
No, what is it?
A variable.
Good. What is this?
Again a string.
Okay, what is this?
Again a variable.
Okay, wonderful. So now let me insert one thing. I'll say print of city. Will it give me an answer or it will throw an error?
It should probably give you an answer.
What did it say?
So
Here.
actually you didn't define the city over there. You have to put the city before the print statement to define it as a variable. Then only we can give the print statement, right?
Yes, correct. So that is what I was driving to the point. So I wrote these two variables, correct, and did not run this program. Without running this program, what did I do? I tried to print city. So Python ran the program and it checked towards its modules and it is its backend, and then it told me I don't know anything of city. What you are trying to print, correct?
Yeah.
So it told me name city is not defined. Okay. If I do same with the event, it will tell me no, I don't know what you are asking me, correct? So
Yep.
let me run this program first, correct? Now when I print event, it will tell it is a show. When I print city, it will shed it is New York City. Okay. So here city is equal to NYC, event is equal to show. 1 second. Okay. Now welcome to, this is hard code. This is a
Yes.
string. This is hard code. This one.
Okay.
Now city is a variable. Where it is coming from? It is coming from here. Correct?
Yep.
And then enjoy the city. Enjoy the is a hard code. Correct?
Yep.
And then event is a variable which is coming from here. Right? So here, this first print, this is the answer. Welcome to the city and enjoy the event. Event is show. This one. This first print is giving you this first answer, blue highlight. Nagaraju, did you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So here now, Nagaraju told Pawan, okay, Pawan, the first print is wonderful. I want the second print. Okay, tell me only show. Tell me only the city. Don't give me the show. So, welcome to city. Okay. Here, previously you used a plus button, correct? Here we are not using any plus button. Is there any specific reason, even though it is giving an answer? Both of you, can you guess? Give me a wild guess here. Here we were using plus button. We are telling add the strings, correct? Here you are not giving any plus button. Still it is giving an answer, welcome to NYC. Why is it so?
The string percentages.
Okay, which is acting the key here in this print? What is an hard code? What is acting as a key? Can both of any of you just give a wild guess? That it is pretty simple to give a guess also.
City is variable and welcome to percentile might be the string.
Okay, you
Percentages.
mean to say hard code? Okay, so Nagaraju, my
Percentages
question. Okay, percentages.
is acting a key role.
Okay, you mean to say percentage is playing a role over here. The symbol of percent is playing a role here, which is acting as a substitute to this plus symbol, right? That is your answer.
Percentage, yes.
Correct. So this one, in this variable, in this hard code, right? Within the string, you are telling welcome to is definitely an hard code, as Pawan suggested. This %IS, it is telling Python, out of the hard code, I'm writing some variable after a percentile. Just go pick it up and put it in your print statement.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's why this welcome to and this percentile S is getting replaced with percentile of city, which is nothing but NYC. Understood, Pawan?
Is it like something we have to use yes is like the compulsory thing, or
Yes, obviously. I'll show you. You can do that. You can play yourself as well. Okay, I've removed yes over there. Let me run
okay.
this print statement. What has happened? What is there? You can see. Read it out, please. That would be more motivating for you guys. It is telling at which line the error is throwing up.
Okay.
Print statement, 10th line. Welcome to this thing. Incomplete format. So you can just Google it out. I'm telling how to debug a code. You can write. Google it out. See, the first one, someone has done a same mistake as we did. You get it? It is that simple. If you don't understand, just Google it out. Google the error and you might get a solution. So I understood. Okay, I removed an S over here. I'll put it back.
Hmm.
And I got back my answer. Okay.
Can
And this one. Sorry.
you open that example once?
Oh, okay. You can read through it if you want. Anyone of you.
He also kept percentage, right? He did not keep percentages.
That's what. He did not write that percentile S or percentile D or depend on the variable. So it's expecting another character to follow the percentile in the string to tell how it represents variable in the string. Use one percentile S and percentile variable, or else you can write like this also.
Mhm. Okay. How will this work? I don't know.
Sorry.
How will this work? One open bracket format variable.
You mean to say print statement syntax you are asking me?
Yeah, the one you just copy pasted.
Okay, okay. We will see how it goes. Okay, what was A in the Sachin Tendulkar, right? Okay. You understood?
Test.
So here I just replace the code with test, or else in cricket
What if we give a comma b?
you mean to say here?
Yeah.
Good question. What has happened?
Both.
B did not come, right? Now
No, the B came.
now C came. No.
Explanatory mark. Okay.
You
Okay.
got it? So you are giving Python an hint. I'm putting a flower braces here,
Mhm.
and then I'll pass you one way. If I put one flower brace, I'm telling Python, okay, wait for one more variable outside.
Mhm.
If I put 2, check for 2. If I put 3, check for 3. But let's try out. I gave 3 flower braces, right? Let me remove PC. What is telling? It is telling tuple index out of range. We will get into what is a tuple, what is a list. That is jumping the knowledge right now. But it will tell you, okay, you gave me 3 flower brackets, but where are 3 variables, right? That is the question it is posting. But you don't give a flower braces. You define how many ever variables. It will not throw you error. You are telling, okay, I am giving you one flower brace, and then I'm giving you 3 variables, but for one flower brace you have one variable. Go pick it up, the first one. If I change this to BAC, it will take Glenn McGrath is a great bowler, right? So it will pick up the first one. You guys understood, right, what I'm trying to explain?
So how many ways we can present it? Plus,
5
percentages, braces.
many ways. Actually, I would say printing a statement, there are some 20-30 pages if you read it in a Python book itself. But I would say it wouldn't be that necessary also. My basic point is, okay, someone tells me write a print statement, I would just go write print, okay, this is a variable, I would say like this, A. Simple, right? In a practical world you wouldn't need much of it. And if you are specifically in a banking sector or insurance sector, I don't think there is beautification needed anywhere, right? It's just a bot is running, or you are doing some automation and giving your answer, right?
Will there be any
But
like best practices that we need to follow
yeah,
for writing like in which type of print
do
statements?
do it like this. I would say it doesn't
That
matter. Do it like this. or if you want to add multiple things, just go with a plus symbol. It doesn't matter. Any of these two are fine. Okay, I can show you one more. Print A plus B. Will it work? What is in A?
Sachin
What is in
Tendulkar.
A?
Sachin
Okay.
Tendulkar.
B is Glenn McGrath, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can do like this also. Can
But-
you say print of A plus B plus C? Yes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you say print of A plus I'll define B with a double quote and then C? What would be my answer for this one?
B is a string. You will not pull any information from outside.
It would work, right?
Okay, let me make it more simpler. I'll make something like this. A is equal to A is equal to 1.
Okay, I'm
B
guessing
is
if
2.
if our variables are numbers, then those
Let's see
numeric
it out. Let's
operations
see it
would
out. Now, what you are expecting the answer to be?
1B,
it'll throw an error.
1B3.
No, it'll throw an error.
Unsupported operand and for integer and a string, correct?
Yeah, we
So-
cannot add a numeric with a string, right?
Correct. So the problem here is I defined A to be 1, B to be 2, C to be 3, correct? These three are integers only, correct?
Mhm.
If I put A plus B plus C like this,
Then it work.
then it will give you answer,
6.
correct? But
Yep.
what I did, this is not this B, this is not this B. No, Python doesn't relate this B to this B. I wrote this within quotes and I wrote something. It will read this to be a string. This fellow wrote something. This B is not this B. This is not this variable. So what it is telling, I cannot add an integer with a string.
Mm.
So you have to be careful in such kind of scenarios. So let me do one thing. I'll say A is apple, B is ball, C is cat. Okay. Now let me add A, B within quote and C. What answer would I be getting? Any
Apple
guesses?
B cat. Apple B
Oh.
cat.
Correct. Because this B is a string. It is not anymore this variable. But remove this B, double quotes. Now this is this variable. The answer will be apple ball cat. Right?
Yeah.
Understood, Nagaraju?
Yeah. I have a question. Number
Uh-huh.
20, number 28.
Okay.
So this one, this is a variable and comma A. So A is ending. This is a variable and A, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Where on top, can you scroll up a little bit?
Okay.
Yeah, here you used percentage yes and percentage city, right? So this is a variable.
Percentage is only, right? There is no percentage C.
Yeah, percentage city.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is the differences between these both things?
See, it serves the same purpose, but how to write? There are multiple ways of writing.
Correct.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So,
How to print statement?
Mhm.
You will have a lot of ways to do it. But
Correct.
I would say easiest is this one. Follow this one or this one. Because see, we have been used to writing something like a comma or a plus from our childhood, right? Mathematical operations we have learned that way. So this is more simpler way I'm saying. If you have to write like this, right? You have to put an effort. Remember, I should write percentile S for city when it is a string. If not, I have to write some D for a number. Let's see this one. Okay, let's go here.
Is there any particular use for that percentile? Yes, like
Yeah, I got your question. You are coming to that string point, which I'm trying to say.
Like in C, they use percentage something, right? Percentage D. Yes.
Yeah. I get your point. What you guys are driving me to. Okay. A is the number, right? I'm
Hmm.
writing print s and then I'm passing an integer. Let's not assume, we will see what the answer from Python would be.
Welcome to 1.
Okay.
Hmm.
Then I write a D. Correct?
Hmm.
It is giving me an answer anyways. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's see 1
Hmm.
and put a percentile. What happened now?
Hmm.
Anything happened? Read out the error. That would give you an answer.
So percentile D always should be a number, not a
Correct.
string.
That's what I was telling just a minute back. Like, you should put an effort to remember, okay, S accepts a integer or S accepts a string, but D doesn't accept a string. D is going with a number only. You are telling Python, okay, I put a percentile D, you expect a number only, right?
Hmm.
So if you write B is equal to 2 and you pass a B here, it will not throw you any error. Then let me try out something like this also.
Okay,
Percentile
so
S.
if in data it's supposed to get always a number, and sometimes if it's like mismatched and getting like a string, then this would
Mhm.
probably give us like an errors, right? So we could easily identify like at which point this particular data has errors, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
With
correct. Actually, that tends to happen. That tends to happen when you play with databases. There are
yeah,
chances like people who has defined the database,
okay,
they at that point in time, because of their work pressure or something, they might have not put a number column as a number column itself. They might have put a string column directly, and it
okay,
accepts. If you import one in a string column in a database, it won't restrict you.
yeah,
It will import automatically. But when you export into an Excel sheet or a CSV and you
it will
try
say
to
it as
play
a
with it,
text.
correct. You get the point, right?
Yeah,
So how to make this work now? Any solutions that you guys can give me? Can you do this? See, I'm trying to do something like this. I did the percentile without
there
a
should be
comma.
braces, right?
Hmm, is it so? No, I
After
don't know. Just give me an
percentile,
answer.
so there should be like print welcome to percentile S, percentile D, percentile braces A comma B, I'm guessing.
You mean to say here we should close the bracket or we should
No,
open a bracket?
after
You
the
mean to say like,
percentile. No,
so,
not before the percentile, after the percentile.
okay,
Yep,
you mean to
after
say
it.
like this?
And comma between.
You want me to write like this? Okay.
Yeah,
So you are telling me this would give me an answer. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So now what has happened? I would ask Nagaraju, like Nagaraju, this one I put a S and a D.
Hmm.
Sometime back we played with a D and we passed B. It passed because D is expecting a number and B was a number. It is giving you an answer.
Yeah.
So now A, I'm telling you wait for a string outside and you wait for a number outside and you are passing two variables, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So it is giving you welcome to 1 1 2. Now, what if you do something like this one? What would happen now? Would it pass or would it give you an error?
It'll fail
What
because
will fail?
percentile, yes, percentile D is expecting a number, right? It's not expecting a
Mhm.
string.
That's what it will say. See, Pawan wasn't acquainted with Python, right? Before Pawan, is it right?
No, but
But
yeah, I'm not. I have no idea
but
how
your
Python
but
works.
your but your English exactly matched with whatever the type error was, right? Your
Yeah,
statement was exactly what you saw here.
yeah.
So, Nagaraju, to your question, can I learn Python? Yes, obviously, it is basic simple English if you want to learn the basics of it.
Yeah.
And the errors are pretty beautiful. It will tell you in normal English, okay, this is the thing that you have done and this is the error that you have got. And that's what I would say. If you want to start off with Python, you should know basic English. That's it.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's saying percentage D is a number we should send number, not
Yeah.
string.
See, percentile D, A is a number required, not string. A was a string here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood?
Yes, anything is fine, right?
Oh, sorry, I did not get you.
So percentage D, whenever you give, you make sure you are sending an integer
Numbers, not only integer numbers.
numbers. So
Yeah.
Decimal also would work, right?
Yeah, it would.
what if
So
other letter?
Sorry.
What if you give any other letter like percentage A or B, C, D?
No,
yeah.
no. You can't do
So
all those. No, there is a limitation.
no. How many do we have? Like after percentage, what all the letters we could give? S,
Good,
D,
good question. I would give you one solution for this.
Mm.
and also like what would accept what? Like percentile yes accepts string and numbers. Percentile D accepts only numbers, right? So
Yeah, I agree to the point. And there are multiple. That's what I'm saying. If you read a Python book, you will have some 20, 30 pages of writing a print statement like this. You got the point, right? Which I would say is not necessary in a practical word of writing Python.
Okay, the basic things are like D and yes for
Yes.
string, for
But
integer.
I would say don't even go with it. Write a print statement. No, write blindly. Write print A comma B
Uh,
or print A plus B.
yeah,
But don't try to add up a integer with a string. Write something like this. Do like this or do like this. This 28 line is pretty good, right? This is pretty simple also.
yeah, correct.
And do this one also. Why you want to complicate things with remembering percentile S, percentile D, percentile E? How
Correct.
many types of print formatting are there? That wouldn't be required in a practical world. That would be my take. You see, there is a whole world of things that you can learn in print programming only in Python, which
Yeah.
is not required from my point of view.
Mm.
But okay, I got your question. I'll give you that book. You can read through it. Actually, this was the basic book which I read. Python programming.
Yeah, if possible, daily, like after the class, if you send like
Uh-huh.
copy the text whatever you taught in the
Did,
class.
did you guys check with Kumar on this? Like, can we share the material? I'm not sure
uh,
because
he said he asked my for my email address, but I didn't
okay.
receive any emails from him. He said he would be sharing these videos as well, but I didn't receive anything. So
He
So
shared.
so that's
WhatsApp messages that I have.
so that's the take because I'm running through the institute. I would abide by them, and it depends on their take. And I don't have any problem with it. Just once speak to Kumar. Even once he gives you an answer, you can get back to me.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the point.
yeah,
And
videos is fine. This
videos
one,
is fine, and the material also you can just check with it.
Mati.
Anyways, that is
Mm,
everything with me. I don't have any problem sharing this.
correct. Yeah. We'll speak with him. Yeah.
Yeah,
What I mean is, yeah, whatever you told, just a copy, paste in the email, and with one single
yeah, I
change.
get it.
Yeah, if
I
you,
get it.
yeah, that will be easy.
Okay, I think we are spending too much of time with print statements. Let's move on because we have a lot more things in Python to learn. Okay, are you guys comfortable with print statements now?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Then let's get to it. Okay, uh, you guys know print statements. Sorry, strings are one-liner, right?
One
Strings
liner.
are one-liner like this.
Yeah.
This is a simple
Like
string using a
whatever it is,
multi.
we have to put it in a, like a single like one-time quotes, right? We should not put quotes, string, and then again quotes. That would throw us an error, right?
Good answer, Pawan. But I'll give you a challenge. Let's wait. Okay. So yes, Pawan, you told me entire string, write it in a double quote, it'll give you an answer, right?
Why is it like?
That's what. So I told you I'll give you a challenge, right? So this is a paragraph that I copied from Wikipedia about Sachin Tendulkar, and just I defined a variable as you suggested me. Okay, I wrote an open quote, I closed it with a double quote again. What has happened
So
now?
it
Is
should be
it
in the same color, right? Why is it not changing the color?
that's what? This is a single string or not? Is it
Probably
correct?
not. It should be in a
What has
single
happened?
line, I guess. It should be in a single
Okay,
line, right?
your variable,
You are entering it.
correct. Good. I understood that point. Because this is just a small four-liner thing or a two-liner thing, you are telling me write it in a single line. What if you had an 100-page variable, 100 lines variable?
We could like give multiple variables and then do a plus b plus c kind of a thing too, right?
No, you are thinking in the point of defining A is equal to apple, B is equal to bulb. But think about a situation, you are doing some kind of automation where you want to compare two PDF documents. One document of PDF you want to define in a variable. PDF document can be so huge as 100 pages, 200 pages. What will you do in that case?
I'm just guessing. So should we give like each line a quotes, or each
Okay.
line should be in the
No,
quotes?
I would like such kind of answers actually. See, let's see. Okay. You are telling me put like this. Correct. Okay. Ah,
The
one second, one second. I have this go-to meeting on my right side, so it is causing me the trouble. So, okay. So you are telling me let's split it up every line into quotes, right?
yeah,
Okay. So let me run this and let me check what is within the practice variable. What is within the practice variable?
only the first line.
So how to handle such kind of situation? Anything from your Naga side that you want to tell or guess, Nagaraju?
Mm. Mm. These, I don't know.
So you wanted within one variable, you want the whole text, right?
Correct. Any thought?
No, I'm out of thoughts.
Now,
Okay. Flash.
now tell me. You got the answer right.
Backslash.
Hello.
Backslash. So we should give nothing in front of the text, like no front slash.
So your point is like I would write a front slash, right?
Yeah, before like the Indian farmer, right? So
Oh, one
you
second.
wouldn't be giving anything at there, just the
You mean to say
backslash at
here?
the end of the sentence. Yeah.
Yeah. This is called as multi-line string.
Mhm. It's like slash in, right?
Yes, correct. So this is called as multi-line strings.
Mm.
So here the
Yeah.
situation is like you had a multi-line string and you wanted to store it in a single variable. So how can you do it? So this is how you can do it. When it is going into the next line, just put a backslash.
Okay. Nice.
So you get the point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 1 second, I'll be back. You can just discuss by that. 1 second. Give me a second. I'm back. So you guys understood, right? What is this multi-line string? Hello, Pawan, Nagaraju.
Yeah, I understood.
So let's get into it. This we have seen. This anyways, you guys are understanding, right? So okay, let's take this example also. I think Pawan isn't there. This one. Or he's on.
No, I'm here. I'm
Okay,
here. I'm
okay.
here.
Okay, so these two you guys are aware, right? This is the first example that I gave, that Glenn McGrath and Sachin Tendulkar, and I wrote the two print statements. And this one, okay, this what would happen? Can you guys guess this print to see what would happen with this one?
It would
This one,
print. It will print.
it will print. But I told you never mix up double quote, single quote.
Then slash n, the slash backslash, or front slash. Something you need to add. If you really need that code
Okay.
also.
Hello.
You really need that codes, what should we do? Backslash?
So do we need those quotes in our like the final print statement?
Yeah.
Just tell me, no, what would be the answer? That is what I'm curious about.
It probably run.
Okay.
We would be getting like the need to use quotes inside a string.
You mean to say inside the quotes will come. This word of quotes will come within quotes, right?
Yeah.
You can use slash.
Correct.
Yeah, it came right.
So this was right.
Max.
So this is right. Within double quotes, you write single quote and you write something, it'll come. Because I told you, whatever you open and close within the double quotes, it is giving you the answer as it is. You write whatever. Like you see here, for Sachin Tendulkar thing, we had phonetics here. But
Yeah.
it give you as it is. Whatever you write, it will take. So this situation,
Once it's in double quotes, it doesn't care what kind of things are in there, right?
correct.
I didn't know about the percentile, but yeah.
Whatever you write within double quote or single quote, it doesn't care. It'll give you the answer as it is. But here, this line without the backslash, what would it happen?
So we are giving an error, right? So the before Q there is a quote, so string would end at that point only, right?
So here you mean to say at handle.
Yeah. So another way to handle is the string for the D. And the quotes, it gives an error saying that what are you trying to say?
Correct. So to handle such kind of situations, you are crazy enough, you want to do such kind of things, do like this, then it would give you the answer. Now it is handled. This backward slash is your lifesaver, I would say, for multi-line string or such kind of varieties that you want to try. Go with double quotes and backslash. Okay, this is multi-line string, whichever the Sachin Tendulkar example that I gave. If you want to handle the string into multi-lines, put a backslash, go to the next line and write whatever you want to. But without this, it will not answer. Okay.
What should we do if it really we want to in second line? Even though
you want to go to second line like this, put a backslash.
But it's coming in one single line. And if you want to print out something.
Okay, you want to do like this.
Oh, okay, got it.
You got it, right? Okay. Can you play with the strings? Can you replace information? Can you do that? Okay, let's try it out.
I didn't get your question. What do you mean by replace the string?
Can you replace something within a string? Like I'll tell you the example.
String or a variable?
String itself, not a variable. Can you replace something written in a string? Like A is Sachin Tendulkar, right?
Okay.
Can you replace Sachin with Arjun, suppose?
And we need to know more commands, like more.
But can we do it? Yes, we can do it. There is a solution for that.
We can do anything. We should have that knowledge.
You can do it. You can do anything in the world that you want to.
So we should
Okay.
have that knowledge.
So A is a string having Sachin Tendulkar. This is a string. But inside this string, I want to replace Sachin with Arjun. Obviously, if Sachin isn't playing anymore, might be Arjun might be coming up later point in time.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Then
You write any of it. Okay, let's assume there is some very big statement. Okay, you had to modify. You are working in some newspaper agency, some newspaper channel. Okay, then you are one of the developer. Assume they are not using notepads and Word documents to edit the text and in Word replace. You are smart enough coder. You know Python. So there is an article on Donald Trump coming to India other day, and you had to edit that 100-page thing. There was a particular word, there was some mistake. You want to edit it. How will you do it? Simple. Read that entire content variable. Just do variable dot replace whatever word you want to replace with whatever word. Simple. So that is a practical implementation that I'm giving you an idea with. Understood, right? So let's get back. Now, this one, Sachin Tendulkar, right? Now, what is A holding here? Until here, A is Sachin Tendulkar, right? Until this line. Okay, until this line 1, it is holding Sachin Tendulkar, right? Are you guys agreeing with me on that point?
Yes.
Okay. Let's assume this is line 2. What is A here at this line 2?
Arjun Tendulkar.
Good. Agreed to that point. Now, you are substringing this entire string. Now, A 1 to 6, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to split A from 1 to 6. So how does the counting start? So let's see this.
From the first position to the 6th position, right?
Okay, good answer. But there is a tricky situation over here. Let's see this.
You would be getting Arjun space.
So what you got as an answer?
Achin.
So I told it split from 1 to 6, right? But I'm still getting
Sachin, right? Why is it choosing Sachin instead of Arjun?
Okay. Good. I want you guys to think that's the tricky situation over here. In a string or a list or any of it in Python programming or Java, the first letter starts with 0.
Okay.
0. Then it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it starts with 0. Now here, that is solved. Why Achin came in, S was missing. We understood 1 to 6. It is giving you, okay, 0 is gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, space 6. Right, you are getting a space also here. Okay. So I'm giving you Achin, right? But why is it coming as Sachin instead of Arjun? I should be getting Arjun, right? You told me at line 2, A got replaced from Sachin to Arjun.
Yes.
Correct?
But is it choosing the... Okay. We are not printing, we are directly choosing the variable, right? So we are directly choosing A. That is the reason it's choosing Sachin instead of Arjun.
Yeah, correct.
You guys are somewhere there, but not to the answer.
So
Okay.
in print, we are only telling it to replace. That's all. That task is over. Again, whenever you are printing A, it will print Sachin Tendulkar only.
Now
Yeah.
that is bang on. Now that is bang on. See,
Okay.
I did this just to print this statement, but I did not just store this into a variable called A, right? If I would have done A is equal to
Mm.
this thing,
Then it's replacing with Sachin with Arjun.
you got it, right? Arjun now. Got it?
Yeah.
So now let's get back to this thing. Now one more crazy person, he wants to do some more things. Okay, let's do it. What is the answer for this one now? 1, 6, and 2.
1, 2, 6, Sachin. Okay. Then
We
2.
need to know the syntax, right? What do you mean by step? What is the meaning of step?
Step is breaking. So the point until here is 1 to 6. It's fine. Okay, I'm giving from 1 to 6. It's Arjun or Sachin, whatever you're asking me. Step is jump 2 elements. From this, okay, Arjun Tendulkar.
Okay, start with first and jump to elements and then
See, this is 0 gone. Take R. Jump 2 elements. This is 1, 2, 3. I jumped. Then remove this. If you want to go 1 to 10, 2. Sorry, 1 second. Why did I put this in? RUED. You can write this numbering on top of it. I would say for practice on a notebook to understand this step, Sachin Tendulkar. On the below, you can write like Sachin is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 10. D is 10 over here. Okay, I cannot write.
okay.
It cannot break. So you understood, right?
Yeah.
1 to 6 is go until here. Okay. If you are telling go 1 to 6 and skip the second element, it will go 6. Skip it. Skip the second element. Skip it. You're getting my point, right? So RNE. Third element. What is third element in Arjun? Third element is dropped. You are getting, sorry, it is skipping these both, getting you N. You get the point, right?
So number 3 is skipping the third element, or we are skipping 3 elements?
We are skipping 3 elements. You see?
Mhm.
Step 3, skip that. Go until then. Jump the elements. You get the right. You are getting my point, right? Or a bit
So
confused.
1 is to 10 is to 3. It gives like the first element. Skip 3 elements. Again, give the third after like skipping 3. Give us the another element. After that, skip again 3. Again, give another element.
Okay, let's see this here. I think that you guys are a bit confused. Let me see it. Show it in a notepad. Okay, for Arjun Tendulkar, for this print statement, you are getting answer as RNE, right?
Yep.
Answer is RNE. Okay, why we are getting R first in place? Because first element is R. Are you agreeing to that point?
Fine. Yeah.
Correct. Then
Yep.
we are getting N. Correct. Here 10th element is 1, 2, 3. Okay, until 5. 10th element is D, right? Or U. U is U. Okay.
U.
So the third element, R is situated at which element now? Okay,
First.
this was no. Okay, that is first. Sorry, I got confused. Then N is situated at which element?
4.
So it is at which place, right? Fourth place. it skipped the 0, 1, 2, 3.
Those are 4 elements, right? Not
Fourth
3
element.
elements.
Correct, but 0 you discount, right? You are going from 1 to 10 only.
So you're saying me that it choose R and then skipped R, J, U, and then
You
it
would have
choose M.
gone with 0 to 10,
Hmm.
take the third. Then answer is AUTD. If you would have gone with 0,
It is basically printing the third letter, right? That's all. Yeah.
it is skipping these three, right? It is skipping this three and getting you the next element, or however you want to understand. Now
It is-
I went from 0 to 3. 0 to 3, I'm giving you these three, and the third element is U. It gave you
Okay.
third element, right?
Okay.
So that is it. How you want to understand it is on your point, but jump 3 elements, or jump 2 elements. You get the point, right? Step is that.
He means third one. Third one should
Yeah.
be printed.
So let's discuss about T then. Like now, how are we getting T?
You mean to say T?
Yeah.
Okay. Here 0 to 10, third. Arjun, fifth, sixth element.
So it's gonna skip like 6 elements and then give us the 6th element.
Because first 3 is gone, next 3 is T, right?
U and space after that. T.
Space is also counted.
Okay.
See, within a string, you give a space, even though it will understand, okay, this is a string only. It will not discount the string space over there. You guys are understanding?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, let's get into the next thing. Oh, we are just playing in strings here.
Step, sub, what are these called?
Nothing. This is called as playing with the strings, wherein substringing. If someone tells you, these will come in a situation like interview. Someone might give you a string and they will ask you, okay, can you print the third to the 10th element, or can you jump from third element to sixth element? These majorly come in the interview only, but not in a practical situation, I would say. You get the point, right?
Yeah. So 1 to 6 means 1 to 6 letters will be printed.
You should not get confused. 0th element is the first element always.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. So now, first, good. Let's see this. These are more even interesting. Okay, here I'm defining first to NYC of 0. This is something new for you. This is, you guys know. And then print first city of 0, and then let's see the answers. Okay, what is happening now? For this one, this print statement, I'm getting the letter N. You guys understood why?
Print first.
Because I'm taking the 0th element from NYC.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Then I stored city as SFO, San Francisco, and then I'm taking the 0th element in the city and I'm storing it into FT. What is print of FT? It is S. That is the first letter of this one, 0th element. Okay.
It's choosing a string, substring in a different format.
Correct. So you write like this. What would be your answer for SFO? Print of FT.
Oh.
0, 1, 2. Okay. You can directly choose it like this. You can write like this, or you can write it in this way. Any of it. You can do like this.
Can we
do
give
like this.
0 is to 2? Like if you want to choose like first 3 elements or first 2 elements.
Okay, because it is just a 3 element letter, let's give 1 is to 2.
Okay.
Okay. If you give 0:2. Got it? This is
Okay.
counted. This is not counted. That's why you don't get a C.
Okay.
Okay. So I hope you guys understood until this point because we were discussing a lot on that. Let's get back into writing a string into uppercase, lowercase. Let's see this. Okay. To comment, this is called as commenting. Shortcut is control question mark. Select anything, control question mark, it will comment. Comments do not get executed. Okay. For these hashed ones, you don't see any result.
Yep.
Okay. Now, okay, there is a string. This is a mixed case. Okay.
Okay.
There are variety of cases within it. If you want to make it to uppercase or lowercase, just this is the format. stri, the variable, followed dot lower or dot upper. Okay. That simple it is. Any questions on that?
No.
Good. Then length of it.
len dot. I'm expecting.
20. len stri.
Oh.
Okay. And then, okay, print of stri. Stri is what? This is a mixed case. This is a string. And then you are adding something and str of 2. What is this str of 2? Any guesses? Will it work?
String stri.
It would fail, right?
No.
Not stri. Yeah.
This is number 2. You are storing it within a string. You are telling print 1. Okay, it would say here this one, let's find out the type of it. Type of 1, it will tell you integer. Let's see the answer. Class of int. Okay, but when you write str of now this one changed into a string. Okay, Pavan, Nagaraju.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this one, when you wrote str of string of 2, this is a mixed case 2. Okay, if you would have not given str of 2, it would have failed. It would have told you I cannot concatenate an integer with a string, as we discussed. Then this anyways you guys are aware, it's pretty simple. Addition. Hello world first city. This is a variable. This is a variable. It is picking up from the top. First is ny, city is sfo. It is giving you an answer. Here you are writing everything in a double quote. It is just a hard code. This is calling a variable addition. This is called a hard code addition. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, we are in strings only yet. Okay.
You were telling something string, right?
Sorry.
You were telling something regarding that string str. We couldn't able to print that.
Okay, you mean to say
The upper one. Is that print print str plus stri plus str of.
yeah, I explained you, right? This one str of 2, integer 2, it is getting converted to string because you are writing str of 2.
Okay, it is converting to
String. You write, okay, I'll give you example. This is 1, right? This is integer. You write 1 with a double quote, it is a string.
Correct.
You write str within 1, this is also a string.
So Now 2 is the string you are talking. Can you go up, scroll up, please? So before stri, what is inside stri?
This is the variable.
Okay, so what did it print? This is mixed case of 2. Okay, okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 means okay. Convert to string. Okay.
Got it right.
Yeah.
So we are done with the string methods, string formatting. Okay. Okay, numbers. This would be kind of very easy for you guys because we all know it from our childhood. It is just as math operations that we do normally. Okay, you are right defining integer number. This is a float number, print of int num, print of float num, and then these two are integers again, a and b. How to do the addition? Okay, let's see the answers. For this one, answer is 10. This one answer is 20.0. Third one, what is it? You are adding a plus b. A is 10, b is 20. Answer is 30. You are doing b minus a. B minus a is 20 minus 10, that is 10. Then you are doing a into b. A is 10, 20. Answer is 200. Okay. But you did not get an answer for this division of my choice because you did not write a print statement. The answer is 2.0.
Does it give negative numbers? So if you give b instead of b minus a, can you give a minus b?
It will give you.
It says like minus 10, right? Okay.
Yeah. There is no such limitation. Then that could have been very difficult. Okay. Yeah, I get your point. So for Pawan, this point is very specific because I explained Pawan already. This is to Nagaraju. Okay. B by A. Here the answer is 20 divided by 10, right?
Yes.
So in Python 2, Python 3, this is the major difference. If the answer would have been 25, I'm changing the variables just to get a decimal number. Let's see. In Python 3, for this division, you are getting the answer as 8.333 something. But it would have been Python 2, you would have got the answer as 8 only. You wouldn't have got this decimal. Okay, that is the difference between Python 2 and Python 3. So this advanced thing has helped you out in getting the correct answer. And there is no limitation for negatives, Pawan. You can get any division.
But that's a really big mistake, right? So how did they go up with this big?
I'm not sure why did they code it that way, but they have handled it in Python 3, and it's been pretty long that Python 3 has come up.
Okay.
We are almost at the verge of getting 4 also. We are at 3.8 now.
Okay.
So let's get into number operations. You guys are aware about BODMAS rule, right? Brackets of division, multiplication. So similar applies to Python.
What is it?
BODMAS. Brackets of brackets are given first priority.
Okay.
Division is given second priority, multiplication third, addition fourth, fifth subtraction. Okay, simple mathematic rule.
Brackets. Okay.
Okay, so for getting multiplication, we have to use a single star. For getting exponential 10 power 20, you have to use a double star. To get a remainder, you have to use a percentile. Okay, let's see the answers. 10 power 20, answer is this one. 10 followed by 20 zeros. And then 11 percentile 3, the answer is 2. Why is it so? 3 3s are 9, the remainder is 2. Okay, that's it. Simple. These are the mathematical operations which you can know that there is nothing much.
A small doubt in it. So remainder, is it a variable, right? So remainder is equals to 11 percentile 3. So we just want the remainder of that percentile. We don't want the dividend or divisor
no.
or something.
If it
How
would
do-
have been like this, yeah, it would have been like this, you would have got the answer.
So that is the difference. So if let's say if you want 100, in 100 you want, let's say, what is the 25% of 100? How do we get
25%.
that?
Your question is
25% of
25% of
100.
okay, one fourth of 100. You mean to say?
In a different way, let's say like in 1000, what is the 25%?
So that would be a calculation, right? So you have to define two variables. Like, okay, I have 100, then b is equal to 4 percentile. You have to write a formula for that. It is not that straightforward. These are
Okay.
the just operations that I'm defining, but that is kind of a calculation that you are asking.
Okay.
This
So
is
now
just
we were using that percentile, right? So I just got confused.
no. This is just a symbol. I'm just denoting this is an operator. Don't get confused. That's why. Okay.
Exponents, that one, 1 second. Why the number is getting double multiplication symbol? Or if you do, what happens?
This one, exponent.
Hmm.
3 power 4, 81.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So these are until the basic operations of numbers and strings. If you want, I will continue, but we will get into the next topic that is called as list, tuples, dictionaries, and sets. You
Okay.
want to continue?
Can you share all these files to us?
That's what I'm saying. I don't have any problem, but I'll just check with Kumar and then I'll give it to you.
Okay.
But if Kumar doesn't have problem, I'll give it to you. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if not, we can find it in python.org website.
It won't be so simple because I have given sessions before. I've made this for my own reference.
Okay.
This material is mine, so I don't have any problem. That's what I'm saying. I can give you Python notebooks as well as that. You can just run the notebooks as well.
I think we are good. It's already 1.5 hours.
So okay, because I think we spent a lot of time. Actually, this shouldn't have taken this much of time only, but you guys are understanding. That's why it is taking more time. That's a
Yeah.
good point. So tomorrow I will teach you on list, sets, dictionary, and tuple. But if you are preparing for interviews, just like that, I'm saying any interview you go, they'll ask you this question:
So
what is the difference between a list and a tuple?
Bharat, your name is Bharat, right?
Abhishek.
Oh, Abhishek. So yeah, before letting what you are teaching, can you tell me like what you are going to teach? Did you tell yesterday? Or?
No, my course content. Didn't you get the course content?
Okay, maybe I did not refer it. Yeah.
No, actually, let me show you course content. I should be having it because I gave it to Kumar.
Yeah. I think they shared a link. Yeah.
So these are the topics that I'm going to cover in my session. Actually, we are a little bit slow compared to what we are going at the speed. But we'll cover it up. No problem. It takes 1-2 hours more or something. I don't have any problem.
Okay, sure.
This is the course content.
Okay, sure.
Okay, right. Pawan, any questions, or Nagaraju, any questions?
I'm good.
I'm good.
So what is tomorrow timings?
Same we will go, because even for me getting up so early is difficult on a weekend.
Correct. Okay.
So you want to delay or something? I wouldn't have any problem. I would sleep for more time.
No.
The same time is fine, right? Both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll check with Kumar right away today, and I'll share the content until whatever we have covered on the mail.
Okay.
You guys have given your mail IDs to Kumar, right?
Yeah.
I'll ping.
Okay. Okay, or else you can just text me on my WhatsApp. I can have your mail IDs.
We have anyhow group, right?
Yeah, you can post it in the group as well. I don't have any problem. Chalo. Okay then. Bye both of you. Let's meet tomorrow.
Bye.